What's up everyone, welcome back to yet another GTA Online video. My name is Saintsfan, and today we're going to be talking about not only GTA Online, but actually the expanded and enhanced again. Again, as of now, in only 50 days, are they planning on releasing that game. And we did learn some new information actually about it a couple of days ago. I made a video if you want to check that out. But today we're going to be looking at actually a contract DLC part 2. And how that could actually affect the expanded and enhanced. And this is actually coming from a couple of years ago, actually 2 years ago, I think right as like COVID was all starting. Michael and Franklin, they're the actual people, were on Instagram, and it was interesting what they actually said. So take a listen.
And me and Ned waiting on our Rockstar. We waiting to do our online, man, our what they call that, Ned? Because you know more about it. What are we waiting to do online? A heist or something or something?
Oh yeah, that would be fun. I would love to be one of the guys who gives out the who sends you out on the missions. Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be really.
I heard that they had something with us coming up to do that. So
yeah, I haven't heard that.
So it's clear, at least to me, that it sounds like Rockstar were on board with having both Michael and Franklin in online, you know, giving out orders and missions and stuff. And that's what we just got in the contract DLC, at least with Franklin. And after listening to that, and then actually this thought from Fun MW2, he says, it's not a coincidence, that second paragraph here, that in the same DLC that Franklin Sean Fantino is featured in, Franklin teases something to do with Michael during one of the missions. In one of the missions, he mentions Michael might still be around in the movie area, and it was just like a nice little tease. And he says it would be crazy if the second part of the contract doesn't only involve a new VIP contract, which it more likely would, you know, he says likely Rosalia, but actually also Michael. I mean, surely Rockstar know how much we all love the main characters, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. Obviously, it was evident with the contract DLC, they leaned heavy into that. I mean, it was awesome to see Franklin back again 8 years later, however long it's been. And I think so many people would love to see Michael back 8 years later. And this opens up that possibility. And as far as a contract DLC part 2, it's almost as if Rockstar are maybe planning for that, because the next bit, so this was found from Wild Brick. He says at least 5 cars were actually cut from this update or split into an upcoming DLC. There are these web page IDs that it's basically just numbers in the game files. And well, if we actually take a look at them, so I know this may look a little confusing, but just look at the numbers. They should go in order. It should be, you know, like it's at the top 55, 56, 57. But then some of the new vehicles, they start skipping numbers. And this has only happened, I believe, one other time, and that was when there was another DLC where Rockstar took out like 5 or so vehicles, and then shocker, we ended up getting them like a DLC or 2 later. So it's almost as if they're doing the same thing. They had a bunch of vehicles, but they took, what is this, 5 or so, 6 maybe out in preparation for the next part of the DLC. And there's some more pictures here. Again, just take a look at the numbers on the left. Everything else doesn't really mean anything, but there are numbers that are skipped. And again, that only means that Rockstar basically took them out of the game. They had them in, and then they took them out, probably right before the DLC was released. And then I guess this is the last picture. The only other thing that's interesting, the Ignis 2, I believe that's, I guess, maybe one of the teases as to what some of those cut vehicles were. I guess the Ignis 2 was one of them. So all of this, putting this all together, I guess, you get a couple of vehicles that are cut, and then we also get, in the actual contract DLC, Franklin has mentioned, I think it was Franklin, more contracts, and just, it's an open-ended DLC. Like it's something that's not just gonna be Dr. Dre. If you even look at the menu, UI and everything, it just seems like there'd be more VIP contracts, and it looks like that's gonna happen. And then with that tease from 2 years ago with Franklin, Sean Fantino, and you know, Ned talking, if we got the Franklin DLC already, well, it seems like maybe that Michael one is coming right after. And now how this ties into the expanded and enhanced is, I now wonder if this contract part 2 I wonder if this is going to be maybe like exclusive somehow to just the expanded and enhanced, if that game actually does come out in March. Like maybe that's how they advertise it with Michael. I mean, that'd be a great way to advertise it. Michael and Franklin in online promoting this new version of the game. That's of course like the main thing you would think of if everything is still on schedule. They've also mentioned, or at least Rockstar's mentioned, about these new speed upgrades that are coming exclusive to the expanded and enhanced, and maybe these like 5 to 7 vehicles they cut from the contract DLC, maybe those are some of the vehicles that they plan on having these like speed upgrades for. Again, assuming everything is on schedule. And that could be another way they promote the expanded and enhanced. But when it comes to Rockstar, we already know things never go on schedule. The expanded and enhanced more than likely will be getting delayed at least a couple of months. And if that's the case, well, then this contract DLC part 2, it would just fit right in. They released that in March instead of the game, and it's just a continuation of the contract DLC. Again, you got some new vehicles, 5, 6, 7 new vehicles, potentially a new VIP contract, and then Michael coming in to help out. I know that doesn't sound like a major DLC, and I don't think Rockstar would intend for this to actually be like a major DLC. I mean, we really haven't gotten a DLC in March in years now. So having just a little minor thing to hold us off until that expanded and enhanced comes out, you know, if they do delay it, let's say until May or July or June or something, I think a little mini DLC like this, a couple cars, a new contract, that could actually be really nice for GTA Online. But obviously, like, it's hard to figure out what exactly is going on in the mind of Rockstar. Those are the two most likely candidates or scenarios, I guess. Let me know in the comments, I guess, what you guys think as well. But I did think this was interesting given the fact that Rockstar did cut some vehicles, and then also the whole Sean Fantino and Ned Luke live stream mentioning how they wanted to be in GTA Online and how Rockstar had plans for them 2 years ago, and now we're actually seeing those plans. So yeah, I do think a lot of this stuff is legitimate, and I do think a contract DLC part 2 is all but guaranteed at this point. It's just a matter of when, and if it's going to be in the GTA Online we know now, or if it's actually going to be in that expanded and enhanced. Either way, though, if we know or find out any more information, if Rockstar actually gives us some information on any of this stuff, I'll let you guys know. So hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching. Please drop a video like if you enjoy. Subscribe for more GTA content. And as always, we'll see you all in the next one.